Yeah, I started.
Hmm.
So anyone you invited, I wish to log the meeting so that, yeah. Can you wait for anyone?
Hmm. I don't know. I mean, Yashika is one of my students, and she's a
Yeah.
national player of Taekwondo. She's also in
Wow. Welcome, Yashika. That's your name,
my
Yash.
some of my students, they have
Chale.
been to national level, so
Wow, that's
they are
great.
also very close to me. So I
That's
invite.
great. So now you can start.
Yeah, self-management. I feel that this is really need of the hour because COVID has also created a lot of mess in our life and on our thoughts. And although we are all managing, but I think we are deviating from our goals some point because we are managing day-to-day life. So let us see why is it so important? Everybody, regardless of what industry, we are, we want to be successful. Let me see why is, yeah. Mm, Sorry. Yeah, so we want to be successful, and success depends on how we manage ourselves. That means how we manage our thoughts and our emotions, our skills. And so it is important for us to know what do we know and why do we know all these things, what thoughts that we have, because that's going to have an impact on our relationship, because every success depends on how we manage our roles, responsibilities, and relationships with ourselves as well as with our community. So that is why this topic I have chosen, as it is relevant to all, because apart from the sports, we are doing other tasks as well, and we are associated with another companies as well. But long term, everybody has a goal, regardless of whatever level that you are. You feel like I want to do anything that I want to, and I can be anything. So whatever you want to achieve, because the reason I have picked up this quote is that students sometimes they don't know where do they want to go, but they really want to be somebody significant. And sometimes even adults, as the COVID has made so many changes in our life, and we might have been thinking of, yes, I want to be something like that. So whatever, regardless that the goal that you have, there's certain parameters that we need to look at it. The most important is that enlightenment, knowing ourselves, our uniqueness. We all are unique, and we forget that. We always start to compare one with the other. Yes, we have the competitors, but we should not forget our own uniqueness. And I think in the sports industry, this is also very much required, that person should be able to discover himself or herself, should not just always competing and feeling low, because strengthening the self-esteem is equally important. Now, then the third comes the managing life from inside and outside. When we say life from inside outside, means we have the surroundings. There are so many other things that are affecting our life, and how do we manage that? For example, we all have a 24 hours, and there's so many things to do. So how do we manage that? That's outside world. And inside, because there are lots of self-talk going on. There could be negative self-talk. There could be so many other thoughts going on. And there may be insecurities, fear, depression. Then how do we manage those things? At the same time, we are so engrossed in keeping everybody happy, and whether they're adults or kids or whosoever is we are associated with, we forget that the most important relationship that we have, that is ourselves. So first of all, you need to cultivate the most important relationship, that is yourself. Again, it comes to that we must understand ourselves, then focus on the self-development. Now, I remember when I did my teacher training, obviously many years ago in England, we were told that 10% of your salary should be kept aside for the professional development and self-development. Okay, so, but here, yes, it all depends from person to person. So regardless of whatever the profession that you are in, there should be some amount kept for self-development and personal growth. And it's really important if we really want to achieve our goals. then at the same time, as we are associated with one organization or the other, even if it's a sports, that empowering others, because my goal I cannot achieve in isolation, because I'm associated with lots of other people who also have a contribution to make. So, and I need to see that I'm not only just growing, but others are growing also. And I think SPA has done such a wonderful thing that we are having this session, because we are also growing ourselves and also getting to know each other better as well. So first is discover yourself. Why is it important? Because our life all depends on the dream, whatever the dreams that we have. And it is important that we keep the dreams ignited all the time. And only then we feel that, yes, we are going in the right direction. And obviously 50% of the job done. And, that if your goal is always there, because that is associated with the dream. Because if you don't have a goal and it is just a dream, that means it is just a wish. So of course, we all have when it comes to personal development, also we have certain needs, physical needs and emotional needs, and we need knowledge, we need skill. So all these things also need to see how is it associating with my dream, and what do I need to acquire? Because some people, they're born with certain skills, they're born with certain intelligence, but some of them, they acquire it as well. Yes, it requires dedication, commitment, but then if you know what your dream is, then you can specify what your needs are, and of course your personal interest, also, because that is why we all are different, and we even in the education industry, we select the different subject and the different sport and all that. So personal interest also makes a huge difference. Values, regardless of the industry, whether it is sports or education or administration, I think we all should know that values make a huge difference in person's management and how you maintain your relationships and how you succeed. And recent example of, I think Sushil Kumar, he perhaps lost his value. He still may have respect in everybody's, but he suffered because maybe he lost his, control, and he lost his value, or under some influence. But obviously the result is everybody has witnessed. So all these things actually make up a personality. Everybody is born with a certain type of personality. But then if we understand what is my personality, and if I know the personality of my opponent, or my colleague, or my peer, or my senior, or my lecturer, or my student, then I think we look from their shoes and we have a more empathy and we understand each other. And that also helps to build a better relationship. So understanding of the type of personality is also equally important when we are discovering ourselves and others. And even in the family, as I said, this topic is very general. Even in the family, the family of 4 or family of 5, or even if it's a couple, they have a different personality. But if you understand each other better, then there cannot be any clashes and there can be really happy life. And when we have discovered ourselves that these are the qualities I have, I need to keep my self-esteem up. And the self-esteem, the self-confidence, it all depends on my uniqueness. I must have the knowledge which we have just talked about. The beauty is inside beauty and outside, that also I mentioned, the values I've mentioned. Now coming to where my self-esteem is, my confidence level is, or my self-respect is. Yeah, so again, that varies person to person. As I've mentioned here, the thermometer. So am I feeling great? That is number one. Or if I'm so depressed, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see. I want to switch off the light and even sleep in the night, in the daytime. That means that is person is really, really depressed. Now that depression, or it can be an anger, that is just the tip of the iceberg. But there are underlying things that is actually making the person depressed. And when it comes to self-esteem, it should be a natural and self-esteem. Natural in the sense, once you know yourself, you stay boosted. Now, there are three type of people. There are other type of people also. I'm just quoting the three types here. Like some people, they feel that because those who have the public, they are mostly in the public, or they are a public figure. So their self-esteem depends on the kind of reputation they have in the market, or in their organization, or in the world, or, so if the reputation is high, their self-esteem is high. But then it is like situational self-esteem. There cannot be a situational self-esteem. Self-esteem has to be there all the time. So that means if they always have a fear of losing their reputation, and so whatever the work they do, it is to maintain the reputation. It is not that having the uniqueness, having the feeling that, yes, I am special, I am unique. So similarly, there are people, and in the sports also, some people, they are very skilled, they have the abilities, either in a particular game or sport, or in their field, yes, or whether it is having the connections with their peer, or within their own organization. But again, if anything happens that they are unable to prove their skill, then their self-esteem goes down. Similarly, there are third type of people who actually value their self-esteem, or they compare their self-esteem with the possessions they have. So the more possessions they have, the self-esteem is high. But they always live in the fear of losing the possessions. So the reason I'm saying that this can be a self-check is your self-esteem. Is it something to do with the reputation? जैसे बच्चे जब करियर चूज करते हैं, तो दे ऑलवेज से मेरी मदर का ये ख्वाब है, so that is the dream, yeah, so I'm doing it for my parents. Sorry, you're doing it for the reputation. That is why you will never be happy, because when I say beauty, the inside, you will not be happy. Okay, so similarly, sometimes what happens is that we have the self-esteem, but we have this low self-esteem, but we do not know why am I feeling low. But yes, sometimes ladies, women, they actually say this very openly, but men sometimes they keep it to themselves, and so that actually with the ego or showing the anger, but this can happen with men and women anyway, but I'm just talking in general. So that anger is just an indication that something else is bothering the person. So in the sports, if the coach knows that what is bothering my training, and then can sort that out, and it can actually do wonders as well, because the student or the learner may not know that what actually is causing the self-esteem. So this knowledge is really important. And there are certain competencies that we require. I think whatever we do, success requires competencies. The reason we're talking about the self-management is because we want to succeed in our life. And so obviously, like charity begins at home, you try to manage yourself, and obviously you can manage the whole world. So competencies, as we've already mentioned, self-awareness, then organize. Of course, we have so many things to do. Then I think we all are organized, and how we plan our day or plan our work, and then we prioritize what needs to be done first and the second, and whether this requires or not required, and how to execute. Now, the thing is that, yes, we know all these things, but how many educational institutions or the formal education actually teaching us self-management? Hardly any. No person actually learns to manage these things or these competencies during the formal education. They learn along the way, but nobody discusses this. and which is the need of the art as well. Yes, we all set up the goal. The moment the child enters into a certain field, or say today I joined sports, I want to learn table tennis. Yes, my coach will set the goal that by the end of the year or in the 6 months that I need to, take part in this competition or that competition, and this is what I need to do. Yes, we learn along the way, but that should be the habit of setting the goal every week, every day, every month. And then we do that. Every year we say, okay, this is my yearly resolution, but then it just fades away because that's not a part of the culture. Problem solving. Yes, problems come day to day. We unexpected also, but then that should not create the stress of, because it is creating any discrepancy with the goal setting or my day-to-day routine. As some people, if all of a sudden there is a new meeting or new lecture or anything that comes up and they say, oh, I'm really stressed, this was unexpected. Yes, we should be able to stay calm. So what if things go wrong? I think COVID has actually taught all these things how to manage. Yes, we all talk about time management. Yes, we all work for 8 hours, but are we really prioritizing? Are we avoiding any distractions? I think mobile phones and WhatsApp and others, that we tend to touch it again and again. And isn't it a distraction? Because it is lacking the innovation in the mind, because you are more focused with what's happening in other parts of the world. So time management, yes, you put it off or put it on silent for 2 hours. Yes, I'm going to focus on that. And similarly, when it comes to sports, once this person is on the sports ground, focus on your goal, on your target, forget about the world. And then self-motivated. How can I be self-motivated? It doesn't have to be always the parents say that if you win this and you will get that. Or somebody, like we also try to tell the students that if you pass with the 90%, I'll buy you this. That is not called self-motivated. That, yes, we need a reward for whatever the hard work we do. Sometimes it should be surprise also, but self-motivated is that when we want to achieve something. Now, obviously the goal is big. So what can we do? We can just achieve a little bit. So if we have a daily goal or a weekly goal, it will keep us going. And of course, self-development, that knowledge and attitude and skill. So all these three together for the self-development. So ask yourself, reflection, that ask yourself, what new knowledge I gained? How did I apply that? Well, how it has changed in my behavior? So obviously you will feel that you are developing and your personal growth. And the most important, I feel, is the accountable. I think in every field, what I have noticed that we tend to play a blame game. Now, either we say that because I was stressed and this work happened and that happened, and it is because of the power cut, or blaming others, or the workload was too much. But try to blame yourself, because blame yourself means that you did not think how I can manage this. So that is again where the self-management competency comes in. So take the blame, take the ownership, and be transparent with yourself. Because I think the general thing that we, as a teacher, whenever our students, they are lying, we always say, you're not lying to me, you're lying to yourself. You need to be transparent with yourself, because ultimately it's your goal, it's yours. Similarly, the same thing applies with all of us. We must be transparent to ourselves, because that keeps us motivated, and also we learn from the mistakes, that what needs to be done. So I have mentioned this in this Venn diagram, that's self-monitoring. Then you find out that what needs to be rectified, self-reinforcement. Then again, you evaluate yourself, that how much it has improved your behavior, your knowledge, your skill, so how you are able to manage. stress management is a part of the management, self-management. So yes, we all face stress one day or the other, but then instead of panicking, what do we need to do? Just, sometimes in the class also, or on the sports ground also, we always say, stretch your muscles, just calm down, just take a deep breath. So even these small things, you can manage stress rather than panicking and losing your temper and, being angry or shouting at others, because that's going to disturb somebody else also. So just these are few of the things mentioned here, but of course, everybody has their own way of, managing the stress. Either you can do a 5 minutes of breathing exercise, or you can listen to the music, or you can just, and during the COVID, as we have just done the indoor exercises, yoga, or because we could not go to the park, but then we can think of other ways of managing stress. Right, time management. We all talk about time management, but the most important thing is set goals. Some people think that today my day has been really well because it went the way I planned. Yes, it went the way you planned, but the thing is that the day there will be some disruptions. Will you be able to manage that time? And you will be, if your goals are set and you know that how I can fit this situation in, and by staying calm. So setting the goals is very, very important. And in any organization, whether it is school, whether it is sports, even in the school, we have a different, departments, because my experience is from there. I also worked in the health industry for 5 years. So and in the finance, that I started my career in finance. So yes, I have the corporate experience as well. But the thing is that we all, once we start doing a job or we start any position, we are into routine that I have to reach work at 9 o'clock. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to finish. But we forget what is the vision of the organization and what the goals, the objectives the organization has set, how you have set your goals to meet their targets. So all these things should be aligned. And obviously you prioritize your work according to that. Yes, you have certain limitations. Like when I was, young and my kids were little, my limitations were that I could not do overtime. But I knew that I have to finish this. When my mother used to come, I would work an extra hour, save my hour, and then I could take the day time off to take them to the dentist or doctor. So again, you know your limitation, but you plan ahead. How I can save my time or my money or my resources for this contingency, moment. So, some of the things you can delegate is if I do this work and my half an hour is more valuable and I can do better task and I can manage this with somebody else. So decide that, who can do what. So that means you are able to manage the team effectively. Recently, I visited a school, and one of the in charge, and he's a kind of a principal post, although vice principal, and he was reluctant to delegate the work to the staff. Nahi, ye bhi main kar lunga, ye bhi main kar lunga. And I said, why is such a small, admin task which somebody else can do, and you can do something better. Because you are at a policy maker situation and you need to see the whole school. So sometimes we feel that my importance is less if I delegate this work. No, it's not. You are also empowering your staff, because that means that person is competent to do this, or even if it is not, but doing the same task, obviously he's going to be more competent, and you can, give him a new skill and all that. So obviously, if everybody is managing the competencies, there will be reduction in the redundancies as well, because this organization is growing, you are growing, everybody is managing the goal. So that is why self-management, time management is a very important part of this self-management. Yes, a few techniques we can use to self-motivate. Of course, everybody has their own way of motivating. Now, visualize your dream. Uh, have a vision board in your office or in your home, or something that actually reminds you, like here it's a trophy. Now, suppose it's a sports trainee, and he or she can have a trophy as a wallpaper on the screen or on the mobile. So that actually kinds of a reminder that yes, I have to win, I have to win, or I will win, so I will be a winner. So that visualizing the dream will keep him motivated, because small problems will not bother. So stay controlled regardless of whatever the issues that you come across, but staying calm is very, very important, because if you're calm, you are again focused, you are again on the track, on the focusing the goals, and you will stay motivated. Have an attitude of gratitude. It's very, very important, because as you succeed in your goals, whatever the level is, because what happens is sometimes there is a very proud moment, and in the proud it is associated with ego. But the more higher you go, that humble, you need to stay humble. And remember, in any achievement, it is not a one-man show, because there is a whole team involved in it. So everybody has played a little role in your success. So have an attitude of gratitude, and find out that who are the people have contributed to my success or the organization success, and you value them. Then, as I think I mentioned earlier on also, begin self-motivating first. So small goals, you set small goals, and you achieve them, and that will keep you going. Just like say, for example, in the video games, what happens is a student, they achieve level 1 and they go to level 2, level 3. Similarly, in the education, we say, okay, in a one chapter there are 10 concepts, and if you learn one concept at a time, and gradually you will develop the confidence of the whole chapter and the whole unit. So again, like dividing those goals or those tasks into micro tasks and micro topics, and you achieve that, and that will keep you motivating as well. I have already talked about accountable, but here I'm saying that a behavior that increase accountability. Yes, it is difficult sometimes to be accountable and say, oh, sorry, I made a mistake. Or sometimes we say sorry so many times when we should not be saying sorry. Yeah, and it has become a kind of a habit. Yes, then sometimes we say, are you really sorry for it? Because this quote that we use with our trainees as well. But behaviors that increase your personal accountability, how honest you are. Now, you don't need to state that, but are you honest to yourself? Are you trustworthy? Can others trust you? Is your vision very clear? This is what I want to achieve. Is your vision matching with the vision of the organization? Or similarly, the trainer or the coach, the vision of the coach, is it matching with the trainee? Because if it is not matching, there's going to be clashes. And the trainee may be working, but will be unhappy. So are you able to change your behavior? Because this can only happen if you are teachable and you are focus on the self-development as well, because then obviously you unlearn the wrong things, and then you relearn the new things. So all these add to accountability. I have summarized this whole thing into 3 core skills that we need. So managing your commitment. So if you have given a commitment to somebody, or even a commitment to learn something, say I will wake up at 5 o'clock to do this. It is a commitment to myself. And then make sure that you manage that commitment and you manage that time regardless of what happens. So similarly, your commitment to yourself, your commitment to your peer, your family, your commitment to the organization, your commitment to your goal. So if you learn to manage your commitment and you learn to manage your time, 1/3 of the self, you are managing yourself. Then the second is cultivate. cultivate motivation, because the reason I use the word cultivate, because, you know, it fades away. We do feel with the time, we sometimes feel demotivated, but we need to keep having new strategies coming in, and to keep ourselves motivated, self-development and personal growth. The third is build and nurture your relationship. So now I think during COVID and this online work, how we feel that how connected we are, but at the same time, yes, we are connecting with the whole world on the Zoom or the Google Meet, but are we actually losing our relationship who are close or in the family, or are we sitting in separate rooms in front of our mobile? But remember, the personal network is also equally important, because those are the people who are going to help you to succeed. So relationships and building and nurturing. Yes. And another thing is that stay positive and stay calm. It's very important that how can you stay positive? Obviously, if you have the positive affirmations, you get up and look at that. The I am strong is written in bold and it is in capital letters. Now, I am strong not because I'm very muscular or I have a lot of knowledge or I have a lot of possessions. I am strong because I know my weakness. You know, so it's a self-development, that how you are becoming more stronger because you are overcoming your weak areas. So you are not becoming stronger, you're not building this strength, this self-esteem because of others. Similarly, I have written few, but I'm sure everybody can have their own, affirmations. Says, I am beautiful. And as we said, that inside and outside beautiful, because I am aware of my flaws, the mistakes that I make. And so obviously you are improving that, you coming out of the darkness and going into the light, you are enlightening yourself. And that is what you're saying, that you're beautiful. So, and most important, so life is a jigsaw puzzle, but if we have these competencies together to manage ourselves, we are having the core skills, we are managing our time, we are organized, and we are problem solving rather than complaining and blaming. I'm sure we all can have a happy, successful life and achieve our goals, whatever target that we set. Thank you. That's me. And you can contact me on the phone or the email. Thank you. The reason I mentioned is because I think we don't know many of us. So thanks a lot.
It's a truly a wonderful talk, but I'm very eager to hear that from you. And so many things on the self-management today we learn from Vrinderji being a management professor. So we talk about manage me. Management start with the manage me. And you also tell that's a self-management. And once we talk about the one of the my copyright is there, the name of copyright title is the MAST, M-A-S-T, which gave me a Ministry of Planning Commission, and that full form is manage always stress and time. From last 10 years, I am delivering the talk on MAST. So everybody, it's a 3-hour to 6-hour workshop in a corporate, in a Ministry of Health also. There are drug inspector, I deliver the talk on MAST, behavioral aspect on effective leadership and MAST. So
could you repeat again, manage
always stress and time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a must. It's punchline. You can find out on Google also in there. Then it's a copyright from ministry also. And whenever we talk about the self-management, so it is management. If you separate the spelling of the manage me, or there is a management full form, man, a gem who have a ENT, eyes, ear, nose, and tongue.
Excellent.
So many more things. It's a really today I'm grateful to hear you, because the flavor is match, passion is match, then many more things. And one of you experienced speaker, and second we have an energetic speaker. So what a good combination with us, Varinder and Bharti. So we love to
It's
listen,
always
Bharti.
like-minded people. They get together
Yeah.
wherever they are. So I'm also blessed, and I'm
Yeah.
also
And
happy.
I
To be
love to
here.
invite to for the session for my management students, for my engineering students, because this is a very important. People can give upadesh to others, manage yourself. But if they realize first they start manage themselves, so then they can change the world. First, they need to change themselves. So many more things can be discussed on this platform, but I love to give the chance to my second speaker. She's a number of time I invited young leaders from the industry. Those are by pass out MBA alumni, BTech alumni, because they share their at present how they manage their stress on the time. Because in our time, stress level was different. Today, stress is different.
Yeah.
So we can remove our stress to drink a water, plain water. And they said, okay, that's Tuborg or yeah, Budweiser, Kingfisher. These are some waters, different kind of waters. They can remove the stress themselves. But after in the morning, they once again they come on the strike once they hang up. Happy to invite. So Grant, thank you to you, Vinderji.
Thank you so
Truly,
much.
truly, it's with the core of my heart. If you can able to see me, because I'm
Yes, I
just,
can.
yeah. So this is the with folded my hands. It's truly wonderful. So anyone want to share their your views on Varinderji for a 1 or 2 minute? I have so many innovative academician with me. Ramaji, Dr. Ramaji with us.
Really hats off, Virender ma'am. You have put
Yes.
it so beautifully. The presentation was so very well presented, because it's every time, just we start with an Upadesh. And it's rare, in rare cases, it happens that we talk about self. So you presented it so well. You actually, hit the nail. And there were so many takeaways. You talked about self-esteem. You talked about self-management competencies. These things are when we talk in depth. And these things are actually to be understood, to be a self, dependent. You should be depending on your own self, not others, not the surroundings, and not anyone else. That is what I can imbibe out of the whole thing what you presented today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, wonderful, Dr. Rama. Happy to see you once again. Yeah.
Thank you, Dev sir.
Yes, we have a Yashika, Tejaswini, some of the young leader of global leader. I can't say only India, because now we are thanks to COVID and this Corona, we able to meet with anywhere in the world. Just we call them, come on the Zoom. So yeah, my friend Sanjeev Kapoor ji is with me. Kapoor Saab, would you like to invite Bharti Khanna? Bharti.Khanna, I am able to read. And the special term, the Bharti, THE, dub test. Kapoor Saab.
Just 1 minute. Ji.
Yeah.
Hello, Bharti. How are you?
Good evening, sir. I'm doing good. What
Yeah,
about you?
Good. I think one observations on Varinderji's talk. I think Mr. Dev has very well summarized that this Updesh, giving Updesh is very easy, but to implement on yourself is very difficult. Even when you change something, change is very difficult, very difficult. And even when you actually see that management is actually, if you break the management, it is manage me, manage men, and then management.
Yes.
So it is made up of many things. First of all, you have to learn to manage yourself. Then you can inculcate those learning into others, to tell them that I am preaching you to learn what I learned, good things or the bad things. And then it forms the management. Then it actually translate to the leadership qualities. So I think very well said, Varinderji. Your thoughts were very interesting. I think that was a complete lecture which has reminded me of the organizational behavior when I was doing my MBA. So thanks to you for reviving my memories. And I think Bharti, let me formally welcome Bharti for this session. And Bharti, it is very good to see that the young people are coming up front and taking the advantage of this platform for for helping the youth and helping the community for building up the society. And I think Bharti is one of the example. And she's an MBA, she's a learner and trainer, she's an educator, she is a skill trainer and whatnot. So I think it is better to learn from Bharti that your achievements and then move forward for your interesting topic. Over to you, Bharti,
Thank
for
you,
your
Sanjeev
interesting
sir.
talk.
Thank you, Sanjeev sir, for your kind words. Greetings to one and all present over here. I'm really very grateful to SPA India and especially Varinder ma'am for giving me this opportunity to interact with all of you. And it was indeed a valuable session, and I would like to inculcate all these things in me. It was like a reminder that we need to constantly work on ourselves. Let me just share my screen.
Yes, you can share.
Is it visible, everyone?
Yeah.
Great. So today I'm going to talk about circle of control. Last few months have been, it has been really a really tough time. It has been a roller coaster ride because life was uncertain. There was a lot of stress, anxiety, tension. So everything seemed to be on halt. ऐसा लगता था सब कुछ रुक सा गया. Everything seemed, life is out of control. Everything, every day it was like अब क्या होने वाला है. So I believe, today we'll learn how we can control our own thoughts, how we can redirect ourselves, and we can work on things which we can control. So today we'll learn a very small, simple activity called circle of control activity. So I would request you all to write in the chat box, yes, or maybe a small yes. I hope, all of us, we think we have so many thoughts. We have good thoughts, positive and negative thoughts. Do you think about things which bother you? Do you worry about things which you can control and also about things which you can't control? So is it possible for you to write in the chat box, yes or no? Is it possible for...
I think the chat box is disabled. At least that's what I see.
Okay, fine.
Okay, it's real. Now everyone
Okay,
can.
now
can
I think, yeah, right. Now it's on.
Yes.
So it
Everyone
will be,
can write.
Yeah, just a small yes or no. Do you think that, it is very difficult for you to control your thoughts? You worry about things which are beyond your control and comprehension? So there is one message in the chat box. Sometimes. Great. No. Okay. Thank you for your answer, everyone. So, circle of control, it talks about things which are in your control. Because sometimes, especially because of COVID-19, everything is unpredictable and we always worry about what is going to happen next. Everything is so uncertain. So now we'll learn more about circle of control. If it is possible for you, you can get a notepad or any A4 sheet or a piece of paper. Please get any sheet of paper. You have to make 2 circles. This will work as a visual reminder whenever you are stressed in your life, any big stress. So this thing will work as a visual reminder. First, make a bigger circle and you can write down the things which you can't control, which are beyond your comprehension. And inside we have things which we can control directly. For example, what are the things I can control? I can control my words because words are very powerful. They can make you or they can break you. So you have to be very kind with your words, your behavior, your emotions. You can't give your remote control to someone else. So you can control your words, behavior, emotions, your attitude, because in every negative thing we find something positive. Because of COVID-19, like we can connect easily online, so this is a positive thing out of the negative thing which happened. We can control our own habits by, managing ourselves, like Varinder ma'am just talked about self-management. So we can control ourselves by managing our habits and then taking action, whatever improvement we want to make, take control by doing it, just starting it. So these are the things which we can control directly. Now, you can write down the things on a piece of paper, things which you believe you can control directly. And now we have next thing. There are things which we can't control. I think सबसे ज़्यादा जो हमें trouble किया COVID-19. Then we have different color fungus, what not, yellow fungus आ रहा है, black fungus आ रहा है, so all these news, I believe, these are the things which cause a lot of anxiety. But these are the things which we can't really control directly. Obviously, we can maintain social distancing, we can take all the precautions, but we can't control it directly. We can't, predict anything. Natural calamities, traffic, what people think about me, whether they are judging me or not. So these are the things which, we can't control directly. So on a piece of paper, you can write down the things which you can't control. So now there are two types of circle. Like we have the circle of control, things which you can control directly, your attitude, business, your goals, your dreams, aspirations. But apart from that, there is another thing which you can't control, which is circle of concern, news, economy, recession, weather. So you can make your own circle of control. It will work like a visual reminder. So this is my circle of control. You can even personalize it by writing your name or maybe drawing or pasting your picture in the middle. So this will work as a visual reminder that every day you worry about a particular thing. It will remind you that this is not in your control. So I will focus on things which I can control. My screen time, my words, my actions, my goal, self-care, my emotions, my positive attitude. So these are the things which I can control. So it will work as a reminder to again focus on things which matter the most. Last but not the least, reflection and affirmation. So this works like a self-reflection tool. जैसे अभी मैम ने बोला था, we can't lie to ourselves. So, this will work as a reflection tool where you can analyze that I'm wasting a lot of time on things which I can't control. So I need to focus my energy and, I need to shift my energy to something positive. So early in the morning, you can do just 1 minute activity. You can stand in front of the mirror and say a positive affirmation. So positive affirmation is a positive statement. It is kind of a commitment or promise you make to yourself. You get up and you say that I am strong and today will be the best day of my life. So whatever we think, it creates a vibe. It works on the principle of law of attraction. So whatever you think, you will attract all those things in your life. Now coming to the next part, circle of control, self-control. So everything is self, whether we manage ourselves, whether we want to manage stress. I believe if we manage ourselves, we will not have any stress. We will not have any anxiety. So the best thing is to love yourself, work on yourself, focus on the things which are in your control. And in case you are not able to control them, you can do various activities to divert your attention. And always remember, अच्छा time नहीं रहा तो बुरा भी नहीं रहेगा. So we should be grateful. We should develop an attitude of positivity. And I would like to end my session by playing a musical instrument called Happy Drum. I generally work with children and I'm a life skill trainer and art therapist. I shifted into training and teaching because I love children because they're very innocent, and I believe, when I work with them, I stay young at heart. So I have a recording for everyone, but I still have a Happy Drum with me. So it works on the principle of sound chakra, 7 chakras. So I would request you all to close your eyes for a minute and let's appreciate all good things which we have in our life. Just give me 1 second.
Thank you, Bharti, for making this evening a musical evening. I think music is the best medicine during all the tough times, during all the challenges time. So I think your talks are really, really wonderful. I think Varinder ji is all for your wonderful speech and wonderful music closure. So I think thank you very much, and love to hear you more and more. And thank you, Varinder ji, for introducing Bharti, such a gem of a person in our SPA family. Over to you.
Yes, it's a really great to see you, Bharti. You justify your name. Wonderful. I would love to invite you on our big event on a sports fair, Pragati Maidan. So you will enjoy your that passion about art therapy. So able to listen this. I have a very great guest with me. I can start with the Yashika is with us, Madam Charanjit Kaur from Bhatinda. Madam Charanjit, can we see you? Because you are a source of inspiration for all of us. Madam is an athlete. She is just only 60. Sorry, I should not reveal the age. So, Madam, can we see you? We need your blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bless
Thank
us
you
with
so
your
much.
beautiful words.
Yeah, there's nothing like cannot reveal. You can say I am 60 years young. And,
Yes, that's energy.
and it was Bharti. I really appreciate your session. Was a really great one and boosting energy into everyone. Very positive. And thank you, Varinderji, for introducing Bharti to us.
Yes, truly mesmerized. So evening
Yeah,
went good for everyone.
Ending
Yes.
with the musical note was, topping on the cake.
Yeah, always. So my one song is very famous in the webinars or seminars. There's a Jindagi Ek Safar Hai Suhana.
Yeah, definitely.
So yahan kal kya ho kisne jana. So everywhere once we took the seminar in various programs in a corporate world. So we end our seminar with the Jindagi Ek Safar Hai Suhana. So everybody start dancing, then refresh, and whatsoever I did mistake during my seminar, they forget. This is another new trick for this. Yeah. So Mansi Gautam, welcome. Would you like to share your views about the Bharti and Varindraji talk? Anyone is this is a open platform for everyone because you are all innovative academician, so you can share your views.
Yes, sir. So earlier you were telling me about the circle of control. I wasn't aware of the concept, but this thing I have been following in my life. I don't know since when, and today I got to know that this is a theory.
Yeah.
This was quite new to me, and I have this ideology within myself that the things that I can control can keep me happy, and I should be focusing on them. I have been doing this since I gained my sanity. So thank you, Bharti ma'am, and Varinder ma'am. Thank you. Management session. I needed it. I needed it a lot.
Yes. And
I can manage myself. I struggle with managing my time sometimes. So that was quite a learning for me today. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's great. So as that Varindra madam told about the managed man at Sanjeev sir is also, it's a message to each and every man. There's a need to manage man, no need to manage woman. So
it's a human being because man is not like a gender, but it is like human being.
No, that's a part of the fun because this is an evening and we all did work from 9 to 5, 6, and then here we
and end of the week also. So yes, we all need a laugh. Yeah.
Yes.
So Varinderji, I purposely said management. It is not a gender equality or inequality. I want to bring it here, but I said if man is managed, women is already managed. So,
And-
so it's the women who is the women who drives the men crazy, or the women who drives the men from behind. So वो कहते हैं ना, एक सक्सेसफुल आदमी के पीछे एक औरत का हाथ जरूर होता है, so एक महिला का हाथ जरूर होता है. So that is what I said. If men are managed, whole world is managed, because women is the Devi. So
Yes.
that is what
Thank you.
the
So
entire,
now we can see the
honor.
sequence of today program. It's all planning of the God. The Vrindaji start with the management, and then moreover, the cherry on the cake, Bharti, she told our control, circle of control. So she also gave a tips how to control, to whom, that everybody knows. Yeah. So for the continue of the session, now Ram Prakash ji, it is your responsibility how you can save a man. So Renuka, just
Yes, sir.
introduce
So-
Ram sir.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Let me take the opportunity to introduce our third speaker for today, Mr. Ram Prakash Krishnaswamy. Mr. Krishnaswamy is an entrepreneur involved in education and training for more than 10 years. He started Katapult Learning Solutions to primarily shape and mold the next generation of students in the areas of skill development and overall well-being. Apart from his involvement in the business, he has been instrumental in creating various programs and services that include sports, fitness, life skills, and health for school students and parents and teachers. His introduction, a very warm welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Dev sir, SPA India, and thank you, Renuka ma'am, for inviting me amongst distinguished guests. And before I share my screen, I also want to thank Varinder ma'am and Ms. Bharti for such an inspiring sessions. I learned a few things, though I've been in the learning industry for the past 10 years. Definitely, these are things that every day we can learn and take forward. And it also inspires me to share with you all in terms of our outlook. So without further ado, let me just share my screen. Please let me know once you see the screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we
Okay,
can.
great. Thank you very much. Okay, so Varinder ma'am actually talked about self-management, and in that she also talked about an inside-out view, right? Where self is all about, the managing self, and also awareness and time management, personality development, and so many different things, right? And then Ms. Bharti talked about from a self-control perspective, both from what is in your control and what is not in your control. In fact, we have these sessions for the students in the school, especially when they are approaching exams. They often get confused about, what is in their control when they approach exams. So what I'm going to be sharing with you in the next 15, 20 minutes or 30 minutes maximum is from an outside view perspective, right? What does the outsider look at it from a particular candidate, particular set of students, mainly coming from the industry. So I was in the IT industry for close to 22 years. And that's where my experience has been predominantly, although in the last 10 years, I've been working, or our organization has been working with schools. So let me just quickly jump into the 3 parts of the agenda. Quickly take you through what Catapult is all about. You would notice that the Catapult is spelled differently. It starts with a Q without a U. And then basically because it's still pronounced as Catapult, C-A-T-A-P-U-L-T, where we launch students. But for practical reasons to basically register our company, that's why we changed the name or the spelling. And the second part of it is we will I build life skills and competencies. I think Varinder ma'am and Ms. Bharti have already alluded to it. So I'm going to give you a slightly different perspective. Right? And the third thing is, what is the connection between sports and life skills? We all know there is definitely a connection between sports and life skills, and also in terms of the performance of the student. So I would like to share with you what that connection is. Okay, now let's go to where we are today. So Catapult as a company has already reached out to more than 50,000 students in the past 10 years. And basically, we focus on well-being and skill development. Our combined experiences in education, media, advertising, and as well as in the software industry. We collaborate with school principals, correspondents, and institutions for the best learning outcomes, right? And we complement the academic core curriculum with, other skills such as life skills, sports, and physical fitness. And we have in our midst psychologists, social workers, as well as coaches with fitness background. Training, coaching, and mentoring is what we do along with counseling. And then we also do customized programs and workshops for different schools. For example, 2 weeks ago, we did a design thinking workshop for Amity group of schools. And that was attended by close to about 40 different principals and senior teachers from all the different Amity group. So that was about problem solving using design thinking. And then we also use software to train the teachers and students in schools. Okay, so what is the need for skills and competencies, right? And this is coming from an industry perspective. What are successful people talk about from an industry perspective? What do they look for in candidates, right? If you go and ask Satya Nadella, and you can Google this for, in several interviews, he has said this, that he looks for clarity and energy, right? He wants someone, he wants candidates to have a lot of energy, at the same time be clear about what they want to achieve. If you talk to Indra Nui, right, she has 5 different things that she looks for: competency, courage, confidence, character, communication skills, and then consistency, right? Jack Ma, we all know he's from China and he is the founder of Alibaba. He looks for more with people in the emotional quotient side rather than the intelligent quotient. Because once you have the intelligence, it is the emotional quotient that actually brings the whole team together. And that is what he looks for. So that is from the industry grades, right? Now, let's look at one particular company, Google. We all know Google search, right? What do they look for in candidates? They look for talent. They look for skill demonstration. And this particular point is very interesting because they say that I don't really care whether you have gone to college or not. Even if you have gone to the college, to any college or university, can you bring in the skills that you can demonstrate? Third, they are looking at whether you can play a logical part and bring your logical thinking, as well as statistics that you can analyze with. And finally, the grit and determination that you need to have to succeed, not only from a personal perspective, but also from a professional perspective, right? So that is from the Google perspective. We have talked about from the industry veterans and also from different people. Now I'm going to come to sports here, right? Samant Toffel is one of the best umpires that we have seen, and he was also on the elite panel in cricket. And he used to hold a lot of meetings after his retirement and he used to train a lot of umpires, and he used to come to India many times. And in one of these visits, when the umpires actually got together, he mentioned these top 8 skills that are also required for umpires, right? And I don't need to go through each and every one of them here, but essentially umpiring is a skill, okay, is a technical skill. Now, beyond the technical skill, he also is looking at how to handle the pressure, right? Excellent communicator, right? Innovative, and they should be coachable. Right? And they also need to have a growth mindset. If they are going to complain all the time, instead of looking at problem solving and actually ability to solve problems, then it is not going to progress the game from that. And finally, the sixth point is very, very important, because as umpires or referees in football or cricket or any other sport, you also be able to handle criticism. If you're not able to handle criticism, then you're going to get into a lot of emotions, which will actually impair your referee or umpiring capabilities. This is not only true for sports, but this is also true for many other industries. Right? Now, World Economic Forum, from their perspective, every year they come out with different skills that they are looking at. And this is coming again from an industry perspective, because they talk to different companies to look at, what are all the top skills which are required. And this particular data that I'm showing here is what are the top skills which are required in 3 or 4 years' time. And if you look at all these skills, they are all on the soft side. There are a soft side of skills, soft skills, life skills. And that is what the industries are also looking at. Though the technical skills is also important, what will really differentiate a candidate to a different candidate whom they are interviewing is these skills that they possess. Okay. Now, Carnegie Institute, in fact, there is one professor in 1918. Okay, remember the year 1918. Okay, he did a study of a lot of engineering graduates at that time, and he came out with this particular quote saying that 85% of your financial success is due to your personality and ability to communicate, negotiate, and it's only 15% is due to your technical knowledge, because you might possess a very good, technical knowledge in manufacturing or software engineering, or being a doctor or an engineer or whoever it might be, or even in sport. But if you are not able to communicate what you know, then you will not be successful, your team will not be successful, and you will not be able to achieve combined success. Right? Now, there is a different perspective I'm going to give you in terms of ground reality. So what we talked about so far is from an industry perspective. I'm going to talk about and give you specific statistics that we have seen, I'm sure you would have seen, especially in terms of India. Okay, this is in terms of well-being. Number one, do you know that 1 in 3 in India is diabetic? Number two, when this particular center of biotechnology information looked at all the students in India, we were actually given, the students were given grade C minus, because we don't, as a cultural thing, we don't do enough of physical activity, whether it is sports or general exercise. Number three, 60% of the heart patients in the world are in India. This is a very alarming statistics, and especially during COVID, actually that is the 1 in 3 part of the statistics has actually increased. That's what our doctors also say, that the diabetes is increased, and there are many people who did not have diabetes before they contracted COVID. They are now diabetic. Right? This is alarming as far as India is concerned. And heart patients are also increasing because of various factors. Suicide each hour, especially in the southern states, we have seen that in the age group of 15 to 29, this is again a very alarming statistic. And because of COVID, it has only accentuated. Now, what does that mean? There is an overall decline in the physical, social, and emotional well-being. Right? And in Bangalore, there was a study done by Redseer Consulting a few years ago, and the IT sector alone lost about 24,000 crores. Right? And this again is a very alarming statistic. Okay. The third perspective, and this is where I think the government is doing its initiative is in terms of the NEP. And there they have specially focused on the mental and physical and emotional well-being. And they do want us to look at all these factors when we incorporate it in schools, right? So I've given you three different perspectives. Now, how does Catapult address that from a school perspective? We have created different domains, right? Each one can be looked at it differently, but we have brought this all together in terms of domains called personal organization and social skills and emotional skills. We actually take individual schools and integrate it, and we actually impart it in schools as modules, as courses within the curriculum and timetable of the school. So this is one example where I can take self-discipline, and that can also be related in sports, right? Unless you have self-discipline to get up every morning and practice, you are not going to excel and get better in sports, or you're going to reduce your weight, or you're going to handle failures, right? So that is how we interconnect. Another example, when we go to emotional skills, we look at fitness, life skills, and physical changes in the adolescence part of the child. And that's how we integrate different modules. The third example is social skills, relationship skills. How life skills, fitness, and safety of the individual actually plays a part in their learning outcomes, right? Now, like that, we have about 6 or 7 domains that we have, and we integrate it as part of the school's curriculum. Now, how do we actually incorporate this? What we have come out with is competencies and skills, and we actually have mapped it to a platform called Guru, which is a worldwide platform, and they are present in many countries, and it's also in India. And what we are trying to tell you here is, what if the students have something like a Google map in front of them, right? To navigate their own learning path, and then learn each skill and competency. After the school, the teacher has actually really explained the concept in the classroom. This is for any skill or competency, be it the core maths or science or whatever it is, or even life skills, or even music, or whatever it might be, and it can be incorporated. And that is where we have actually integrated with the Guru platform. And in this platform, basically, what we have done is we have integrated life skills. We have actually for each, after the teacher in the class in the school has actually defined the concept and taught the concept, we actually get that assessment done for the particular child, and each child can navigate his or her own path so that they can achieve the same learning outcomes irrespective of the other students in the class. But typically what happens in a school is, in a school of 30 students or 40 students in a class, the teacher is not able to concentrate on each and every student. That is where we give them that ammunition to really focus on individual skills so that they can actually learn their skill with the right competency and learning. Okay. With that, I thank you very much. I thank SPAA. I thank Mr. Arora. I thank everybody in this one for your valuable time. I hope this was informative. And if you have any questions, I'm prepared to take. Thank you very much, sir.
So nice of you, Ramji. Truly, at this evening, we are able to take your name, Ram Krishna Swami. So ultimately, the evening prayer is completed. Yeah, it's an open platform for everyone. Most welcome. Open the video and just love to listen your views. Anyone can come. Truly wonderful session. Ram sir. Kanika. Yashika. Yeah. Just share your views about this on all eminent speakers. Here I wish to introduce Mansi Gautam is a advocate. She's a lawyer, and one young lawyer of sports lawyer of India, Tejaswini Anand, is with us. So both can we say hi to each other? Sports lawyer now. Mansi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, here's a Tejaswini. She's a sports lawyer.
Okay. Hello.
Hi, Tejaswini.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, Kanika, please.
I have no words to say thanks to each one of you. You have actually enlightened, something in me, because the kind of pain I had gone through was tremendous, and I was thinking that how I'm going to overcome from that pain. Though I'm trying to do that, this corona has shaken me completely. Uh, and I'm trying to come out of it. I'm trying my children to keep away from that pain which I am feeling. But today, after listening to each one of you, I have understood that how life has to go on. Managing yourself to begin with, that's what I have learned the harder way. That the first and the most important thing is that I need to stay fit myself. I need to manage myself, and then there are certain aspects which I need to look forward to ensure that I'm doing best. And one of it is time management, because when you are a single parent, you have to understand that you are managing the earning, you are managing your children, and you are managing the society along with your dreams. Because if I am not happy, if I'm not managed, I cannot do anything for my people around. So I have got something, a new spark, you can say, after listening each one of you, and the life experience which I have got, which you can say a practical experience before this unfortunate event which happened in my life, was altogether different. And I must say that उपदेश देना बहुत आसान होता है, the way sir said, and उसको implement करना और झेलना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. जो झेलता है उसको पता होता है कि कहाँ हुआ है. It's always said that जिस तन लागे वो तन जाने. So I must say that all three of you has given a new vision to all of us today, that there is nothing which is called impossible. There is nothing impossible called self-care, because everything begins from the self-care. And we have to say no, not to us, to others to begin with. Because Indian women usually have a habit of saying no to ourselves. We say no to ourselves on many aspects. बाद में खाना खा लेंगे, ठंडा खाना खा लेंगे, पहले घर में सबको खिला देंगे, ये कह रहे हैं तो कर लेते हैं. So that is what is being taught to us when we were young. But now it's a time to change, to bring that change in a new generation, that it's time to say no, to begin with, to others, and yes, to ourselves. Thank you so much for giving us so much of vision to life. Thank you, Virendra ma'am. Thank you, Bharti. Thank you, Ram sir. It's been great hearing all of you. Thank you, Dev sir, for bringing me on this platform and introducing such knowledgeable people who has given me a new vision to life. So I really appreciate your efforts. Thank you.
Yes, Kanika, you are very brave, and as you are a director from Delhi of SPA India, and Kanika is a sports nutrition also. So here, Mansi, you are from Amity. So your guide of your program, Dr. Kanika Manish Chopra is with you. So say hi, and I want to listen from you. What are the vision of the young generation, the youth of India? What are your
Mansi.
views?
Hello, Kanika ma'am.
How are you doing?
I'm
Same
good, thank
here.
you. I'm very much looking forward to having a good experience with you.
Same here. Same here. Same here. It would be my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mansi is will be doing an internship with the SPA India, and day before yesterday she applied for it, and today we can see the smile and confidence on her face. So you have a very live people with us. You can see that everybody have a smile, even the entire day we are working, but in evening we come with our 32 intact full furniture. Just see, you can smile on every face, freshness on every face, age no bar. As you are a nutrition, so you can suggest on the next webinar to us with the Kanika madam, then what is the exact diet and food is good for our body. So anyone, it's an open platform. Yashika, you can share your views in Hindi, English, Punjabi, whatever language you know, no issue.
Sir, I
Yes.
would like to mention one thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, please,
Ram
please.
sir, so you mentioned somewhere that 85% of people, they are indulged in soft skills. So recently, even I conducted a survey. It was a part of my analytical project. So there, from my 43 subjects, they all mentioned that soft skills were something that they look within themselves as leaders, and also while picking up the team members for their team. And there were only 4.7% of out of them who believe that knowledge was important factor as a leader or in their teammates. So I could relate to that slide very much.
So nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And just think one I added with you in the Dr. AKTU University Lucknow, where more than 800 engineering colleges are affiliated, and I'm a director of the one of the Memon College. So just last week they introduced the one course for the engineering student, idea to business model. So that I took as a challenge. There's a 400 student in a batch on the BTech in CS and 100 student in IT. So same thing today I shared with them. Even then you have a knowledge, you can develop the software much more than Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates and all. But ultimate truth is this, how much become a Sundar Pichai? Once you have a leadership skill, soft skill with you, you able to explain yourself, then and then only you can build a big empire. You become a job provider rather than a job seeker. So this thing in early morning, and just I took a photograph of that slide also. It is the ultimate truth. Ultimate. Then we heard about
right,
yeah. We
You're
heard about
absolutely
the
right. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, please. I number of time in 1994, once we are doing the management program, then we heard Henry Ford, the story of the Henry Ford. He said one TV channel, he told Henry Ford, you are a richest person, wise person in the world. I give you a 4 question. Can you answer it this? The Henry Ford have a negotiation skill, what you term mentioned. He said, how much I will earn if I give you a right answer? He said, for every answer, you will get the $1,000. Okay, he said, yes, okay, give me a question and give me some time, because once we give a task to anyone, we give to resource and time. So that TV channel anchor gave him a 4 question. He said, okay, give me 2 hours. Just he called the expert to the people, I will give you $500, give me answer. This is the power of negotiation skill. He is a truly businessman. He said the entrepreneur, the job of entrepreneur, he find out the talent, where he can use it, commercialize it, and whatever the revenue they will generate, and they will share with us. Because the every product, every innovation, every R&D will be success once it should be commercialized. And approval, final approval will be given by the consumer. There's a definition of product. What is this product? This is a conceptual creation of a producer and finally stamped and approved by the consumer. Then it is success. So overall, wonderful. Anyone want to share the views? Most welcome. Then I invite Renuka for vote of thanks. Or Yashika, would you like to say something? Bolo beta.
I thank you to Varinder ma'am, Bharti ma'am, and Ram sir to show the slides. I understand everything in a nice way. Actually, sometimes I was confused in time management. Actually, I take stress and exam stress and all. But then when I look this to the slide, I am just like refreshed that I can also manage the time, and I can also do the things which I want to do in my life. So I make a goal to I want to I want to again won a medal in taekwondo and national. I also want to go to international level. So I want to make proud my family, my friends, and also my Brenda ma'am. She supports me a lot in my
Bless
goals.
you.
And
Bless
yes,
you.
thank
Billions
you,
of
thank
wishes,
you so
beta.
much.
Billions of wishes. Definitely you will bring the so many medals. And this 32 intact smile. Yeah, Himangi Arora is with us. Himangi, how are you?
Namaskar, sir. I'm good.
All is well now?
Yeah, all is good.
Good, good, good. Would you like to say something?
I just here I just dropped in to say hello only. That is it. But I'm
Okay.
really glad to see so many youngsters.
Oh, great. Including
And I'm
me, including Virendraji, including Ram.
all of you.
Age no
All the
bar.
sports people who are connected to sports in one or the other way, I think they are all youngsters.
So nice of you, so nice of you. So for the closing remark, again, the stage over to our three eminent speaker. We can end the session with the closing remark of all of three of you. So start with the Ram Prakash ji. Now a man's first, not always ladies first.
I think it's been excellent learning for me. More than my session, I think I learned a lot more from all of you, and it's gives me a lot of inspiration. At the same time, by listening to younger people, that gives a lot of energy too. And that's what I get when I go to the schools and visit students and so on. So I think it's excellent this one, and I've been part of SPA India, and I will continue to contribute in whatever way I can. And please do let me know. And thank you very much for this opportunity.
So now,
thank you.
One step ahead, Varinder
Can
ji.
I just
Yeah, it's your
words.
turn. That's why closing remark always given by the speaker. Yeah.
Thank you, Ram Prakash sir. It's been a wonderful presentation, and how you linked the present need with the research and how the changes are happening, whether it comes to soft skill or well-being and health. So these are actually the need of the hour, and that not only we all advocate, as we mentioned earlier on, but you linked that with what industry demands. That's remarkable. And these two areas are, I'm also very fascinated, life skills, because in England, life skills are embedded in each subject, whether it's an English teacher, science teacher, whatever. But in India, life skill was taken as separately, and that also scrapped, once the BJP came in. But then life skill is a part of our life. We cannot just ignore it, So how you have explained it so well, and I'm sure that the listeners and everybody, and it's a reminder for me also that yes, we must make sure that whatever we are teaching, we must inculcate the skills in that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. We all will work together. So
yeah, certainly. Thanks. No, look forward to that.
Sure. Sir, you are on mute.
Yeah, so nice. So after that, now time comes to listen Bharti, and we love to listen your words and with your music.
Thank you everyone. Good evening. I'm very happy, and thank you Spindia and Varinder ma'am for always empowering and motivating everyone. So it is pleasure to have all of you over here, and it is such a beautiful journey. I feel there is a connection. It feels as if I know you all since the beginning. So it was really enriching experience, and I have written down many things. So I will try and incorporate those things in my own learning. So I will start my journey of self-development from today itself. Thank you, everyone. And I hope all of us will stay connected and always try and focus on now, because now is the only thing which you can control. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you. Now, Kapoor Saab, over to you.
Yeah, I think what Bharti has said, that she feels like that she is in a family. So I think that is the magnetic effect. That is the spark which we leave with the others. It's an impression which we create to all of you. So I think our motive is not to earn, but to spread the awareness. And the spread the awareness, we all, unless and until we become a family, we cannot spread the awareness and cannot take the youth and all the people along. So I think wonderful hearing all three of you. It was a wonderful session. I think one of the best session of SPA India, and
Yes.
look forward to hearing more and more from you. Thank you very much.
So, namaskar. It's a
Namaskar.
now
Thank you very much.
international greet. It is now international greet. So, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Now, I think some of go for the happy dinner, some for cooking the dinner, some for eating the dinner. So, every work is very important, cooking and eating both.
Thank you.
Keep smiling, keep shining, everyone. Good night.
So nice, so
Thank
nice.
you. Kanika ma'am, could you share your number, please?
Yeah.
Maybe through Sanjeev sir or others. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
So can you please do the favor?
Yeah.
Yeah, please. I will.
Shall I?
Thank you.
Type
Just
mine?
type on chat box.
Oh, should I? Okay.
Yeah. Type on chat box.
So ma'am, you have my number now.
Yes, I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Look forward to see you. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Yeah.
So nice.
Have a great
so nice.
weekend.
Bye,
Bye.
Bharti.
Have a great evening.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Bye
Take
bye.
care, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah. Great.